This is a video on a tennis string tensioner that uses air pressure to accomplish the pull that I built. I installed it on something called an Alpha Equinox, which is the blue part you see below you here. Alpha Equinox is a premium machine, but this one for some reason had its electronic tensioner removed, and so I was able to get it and build a pneumatic puller, which I'm going to tell you about now for it and show you how it works. First of all, you have to sort of understand, I have compressed air in the shop that I bring into a regulator. Regulator is a device that you can take air in, and depending on where you set it, you can set it up or set the output up or down, and the output will stay there. We're going to look for around 55 pounds of pull, and so I'm setting the regulator to around 55, sort of to get started with. We're going to calibrate it here in a minute. But you saw how that moved up or down, and when this is working right, the pressure while we're pulling should stay about the same, and the pressure when it reaches maximum is what we're looking for before we move the clamp. We want to have all the pull we're going to get when this gauge stabilizes. Coming out of the regulator and gauge, I have a throttling valve here that I can slow down the pull with if I need to. If we have some kind of string that's real fickle or gives trouble, you can slow it down to pull on it real gently. Then it comes through the output after the throttling valve comes through a pneumatic valve, a four-way air valve that directs air either into this line here, which makes the cylinder go out, or this line here, which makes it pull. This valve will accomplish that. The end of the cylinder, I have a linear gripper that I've adapted from a drop weight, and at the end of that I've built the Diablo. Diablo is a device that you wrap the string around. It takes some strain off the gripper while it holds the string. It makes the string less chance of damaging the string while it's in the gripper. And if you notice, this whole thing is built coaxially along with the rod down this way. This whole thing is free to move around. And the reason that is because air cylinders are notoriously fickle about sticking or moving jerkily, and that's something we don't want. We want a really smooth pull. And in order to make things really, really smooth in an air cylinder, you need to pull exactly down the center of the rod where there's no bending stresses on this rod to make the cylinder go into a bind. This linkage here is built to keep the whole thing upright. This rod is free to rotate, so you need a linkage to keep this whole thing lined up. Otherwise, this gripper would fall down and go below you here. At the end of this free moving assembly to keep things lined up with the pull, I've installed a load cell out of a digital scale. It's a fish scale from Amazon, $13. What a bargain. Looks like this when it's together. I've taken the load cell out and put it over here, and then run extension wires to where when you pull on the cylinder here, I don't know if you can see this or not, or read it, you can see that the output of the scale will change, and the output of the scale is telling you how much pull is on the cylinder. So when we get ready to start pulling, we should be able to see that occur. I'm going to show you, if you need to choke the flow down, I'm going to show you how you can choke it, slow things down. You saw a minute ago about how long it took. Pressure, you see how slow the pressure is building now? No matter how fast this moves, the tension's achieved by when this gauge stabilizes. And we could slow it down to that if we had to, if we wanted a real gentle, real low, real slow pull. I don't think we do, from what I've seen. What we're looking for is we're looking for a pull fast enough to where it gets it at maximum before we mess with the clamps. So I think we're there. Right now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull a few strings and see how the calibration on the thing is. Right now we've got there. Let's get this back at 0. Okay, that's pretty close. We're looking for 55 pounds of pull. Okay. Now this here, right through the gripper. And I got 56.04. I'm going to crank it down just a little bitty bit. We'll try it again. And 55.08, 55.08. That looks pretty good. So we're going to go with that for a little while. So now that I have that pulled, I'm going to use a starting clamp here on the one I'm going to pull for real here in just a second. I'm going to take and clamp this guy here to keep, so he'll be taken care of, and we'll get back to him in a minute. didn't have a clamp. Here, we'll try it again. Here, we'll unclamp this guy. Get him where he's happy. Okay, now we're ready to start. At the same time, we've got 55.02 up there, so we're in good shape. Now we're going to pull this one for real and get him out of the way. This one has got the real pressure on it. 54 is hovering around that. I'm going to go ahead and clamp him so we can get started. For those of you that really know how to string better than I do, I apologize for my speed, but this is as good as I am. And I know over here I need to talk louder, so I'm trying to talk louder. We're going to pull this other one. They're pretty much the same tension. I like to pluck them and make sure of that. We'll do a couple more of these, but you get the idea on how the tensioner works. It's thrilling you with my stringing speed any more than I have to. Somebody really fast could, I think this could be just as fast or faster than any electronic machine rolling. True constant pull. Okay, that pretty much shows you how the puller works. I'm going to go ahead and finish stringing the rest of the racket. I won't bore you with my stringing skills after this. Bye-bye.